94.3.
You're listening to Good Morning Delhi with Chris.
Radio 1.
Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, Jenny from the Block, whichever way you want to call her. She's my Artist of the Month. That was her first big hit, If You Had My Love. It's 9:38. Joining me this morning in the studio, I've got Nikhil Arora. He's a Vice President and Managing Director, India, with Intuit. And we've been talking about, of course, the organization and the services that they provide. Y'all are focused on the SME, and we've had a lot of conversations about SME. I want to know from you, with this new government in place, are you positive? Are you optimistic for the SME in India?
Yeah, so, if you just think about the SMEs, they contribute more than 40% of country's output, second largest source of employment in India, and, contribute 8 to 10% to GDP. So clearly, I think the next 2 decades of India's success will be largely dependent on the growth of SMBs. From a budget point of view, I think, the union budget is really a pro-growth, pro-business, and pro-entrepreneurship budget. I think there's measures to regularize tax. I think there's been encouragement on FDI around boosting infrastructure. And from a small business point of view, I think if you think of technology adoption and broadband connectivity, I think they have a direct correlation. And I think with this budget and the focus on infrastructure development, we believe that if the broadband connectivity starts reaching to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 towns, the small businesses will have a lot more tools like cloud, a lot more tools like QuickBooks Online to help them manage their business. And I think once a small business is able to understand their financials, manage the business better, right, I think it increases their productivity.
From all that you've seen, you've worked, you'll had a campaign you mentioned.
Yeah, so we recently, one of the most secret sauce of a small business is their small teams.
Secret sauce, I like it.
And, in fact, at Intuit, let me explain you why teamwork is so important, both at Intuit and as we see at small business. We have a concept called two-pizza team, where we, anytime there is an initiative, we encourage our employees to kind of we said that your team can be no bigger than 2 pizzas can feed. So it's a 2-pizza team concept where we're trying to keep them lean, nimble, but also entrepreneurship.
And keep that pizza eating down too.
Keep the pizza, but focus on fitness. But from a small business point of view, I think, they have these small teams, right? Small, mighty teams which do a lot of many, they wear many hats. So recently we had a campaign called, Awesome Small Business Teams. And we partnered with Delhi Daredevils, where we actually ran a campaign where we asked small business to submit an entry talking about either sharing a picture or video or a story why they believe their team is most awesome and how is it awesome. And we had one winner which got an opportunity to actually shoot with the Delhi Daredevils team. And it was a great campaign because we learned so many things about teamwork from small businesses.
Speaking of teamwork, and we're going to come back and talk about it, let's in fact just at least bring it up. The World Cup that's just happened, Germany, of course, have been crowned the new world champions. And, while a lot of people initially were like, initially it was Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo. But it's not about that one guy. It's about teamwork. Yeah. Ultimately, it's teamwork that will take you all the way to the end.
Absolutely. And I think, Germany was a perfect role model of a teamwork because, if you think about other teams, they were always talked about in one or two of these star players. And Germany was always talked about as one unit. You could not spell out just one or two people. They were like all the people. Yeah. And I think that is a great example even to apply to the business side, right? That it's kind of sum of parts, right? Yeah. And I think having one superstar sometimes is good in one aspect, but having many small stars which make up a superstar team is very important.
Right. So there you go. 2 tips that we got from there. That was keep it lean, mean a fighting machine, and teamwork. 2 things, right, to help the organization go further. All right, more conversation with Nikhil Arora. We still have to talk about his running. He's Vice President and Managing Director with Intuit. Stay tuned. All of that conversation right here.
Putting your evening into high gear. It's Drive Delhi with Melvin.